So let's welcome Mahesh Prabhuji with three loud.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol. Haribol. The intensity of Haribol is going down.
Actually, I still prefer Prabhu. I think devotee should have lunch first probably. Okay. Okay, actually I can't maintain time like Uday Prabhu. 25 minutes short this, next 5 minutes short this. I can't do that. I'm really sorry, Prabhu. So I think everyone has to bear me. Yeah, let me take my slide. It's there on desktop only, right, Prabhu? Okay. Siksastakam right now, as Uday Prabhu rightly mentioned, the first 5 slokas of Siksastakam are at one level, and the next 3 slokas, that is 6, 7 and 8, they are at extreme level, but I don't belong to that level. But somehow I don't know, Krishna's mercy or Lilananda Prabhu's mercy, I got this sloka. So before I go with the 7th sloka, I just wanted to quickly do a recap of what all other God brothers have done for from shloka number 1 till shloka number 7, where I think first Giriraj Prabhu has given very good understanding of the first sloka, wherein he mentioned that it belongs to the Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila, and it's a summum bonum of all the Vedas. Wonderfully explained by Giriraj Prabhu. And as also he mentioned, when it starts with Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Bhagavad Gita are the words of Krishna, Bhagavatam are the activities of Krishna, Chaitanya Charitamrita is the mood of Krishna, and understanding the mood of Krishna. So all these are getting conveyed in Siksastakam, all the 8 prayers. And he also mentioned about Sankirtana movement increases the bliss. First of all, are we even having a basic understanding of what this bliss is? Can anyone? What is this bliss? When you eat gulab jamun, you feel very happy. Is that called a bliss? Is that
temporary bliss?
Temporary bliss. What is this bliss? What Giriraj Prabhu has wonderfully explained. What is this bliss? I'm sorry, I'm not gone to my sloka. Anyway, it's a revision of all the slokas. I don't want to take much time.
Something that
Released it. Yeah, that's good. And he also mentioned about Sambandha Gnan, Abhideya Gnan and Prayojana Gnan, where I don't want to elaborate this further. And can I know how many of you here don't know Telugu? Please lift your hands. Don't know Telugu. Okay, only 3? No. Okay. And okay. That Kunjan I will manage. Okay. Mostly it will be English only, don't worry. And Nimesh Prabhu, I think you are also Kunjam, so don't worry. So, how many of you here boiled the milk, burnt the milk? ఎంతమందికి పాలు పొంగిచ్చి మాడగొట్టారు గిన్నెని? మీరు ఉన్నారా? ధన్యులండి, వెరీ గుడ్. ఓకే, నౌ Giriraj Prabhu said about this cleansing of the chanting is such a process where you are cleansing. One of the results is cleansing. So when we ఆ మాడగొట్టిన తర్వాత మీరు దాన్ని మళ్ళీ కరెక్ట్ షేప్లో తీసుకురావడానికి ఏం పనులు చేస్తారో చెప్పండి. 1 by 1, అందరూ ఒకేసారి అటాక్ వద్దు, 1 by 1 చెప్పండి. మాడిపోయిన గిన్నెని మళ్ళీ కరెక్ట్ షేప్లో పట్టడానికి ఏం చేస్తారు? ఫస్ట్ గివ్ లేడీస్ ఫస్ట్. అది అలాంటి ఐడియాస్ వస్తాయి. ఐ వాంట్ అలౌ దట్ మచ్. బట్ ఏం చేస్తారు గిన్నె మాడిపోయిన తర్వాత? బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ ట్రైంగ్ టు కోరిలేట్ దిస్ థింగ్ with the chanting process, where through one chanting process you are cleansing your heart, and cleansing your heart I'm just trying to correlate with this maadipoyina ginna. Okay, first ever maadikotre kanukovali. Okay, so maadipothe em chestaru? ఓకే, లెట్ మీ పుట్ ఇట్ దిస్ వే. ముందు నీళ్ళు వేసి కొంచెం నానబెట్టడానికి 1 or 2 days నీళ్ళు నానబెడతాం. నానబెట్టాక ఏది నింబుతో కానీ రిన్ సోప్తో కానీ సబ్బర్తో కానీ రప్ప రుద్దుతూనే ఉంటాం, రైట్? సో మన పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే మనం క్లెన్సింగ్ చేసుకోవడానికి వాట్ ఎవర్ ద ఇంప్యూరిటీస్ వీ హ్యావ్ క్యారీడ్ అవుట్ ఫర్ ద కంప్లీట్ లైఫ్ టైమ్స్, మిలియన్స్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్ టైమ్స్, ప్రాబబ్లీ నాట్ ఓన్లీ యాజ్ అ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ but also as a different millions of lives what we have taken, lot of anarthas might be there inside us. And it's not, మనం ఏంటంటే ప్లీజ్ కైండ్లీ హానెస్ట్గా అందరూ చెప్పండి, దో వీ డూ చాంటింగ్, ఆర్ వి నాట్ అగైన్ ఫిల్లింగ్ అవర్ సెల్ఫ్ విత్ ఇంప్యూరిటీస్? See, only if you do cleaning and you are not filling impurities, that's fine, you will be clear. But the rate of cleaning and the rate of impurities is either equal or more, where we are never getting cleaned completely. So yeah bro, that's what finally the bottom line is, we are never going to get cleansed. That's what we are taking examples. So my point here is taking the chanting very seriously and having the association of devotees. I mean, live in my real life, I have been experiencing this in my own community. Mana Shyam Prabhu unnaru, where every day morning, without any issues, he sends a message saying that today we are having chanting. Chant every day, 13th floor chanting, and even tempts with some wonderful softies, wonderful milk glasses and all. But I never come and I go there. I have some other obligations due to Australian time zone working and all. I never go. Once in a blue moon I come and appear. But my point here is, the first point, cleansing is very important and equal ga jaragali ivanni. One side cleansing should happen, other side we should not embed with additional impurities. That is about the first point what Giriraj Prabhu has clearly or wonderfully said with lot of examples and lot of things. Now coming to second verse which Shyam Prabhu has mentioned was, do you know the value of names of Krishna? I mean, మనం ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు ఆ పొటెన్సీస్, ఆ కృష్ణ అన్ని పొటెన్సీస్, ఇంటర్నల్ పొటెన్సీస్, ఎక్స్టర్నల్ పొటెన్సీస్ అన్ని కలిపి పేర్లు పెట్టాడు. ఈవెన్ వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు కంటెంప్లేట్, ఆర్ వీ ట్రైంగ్ టు ఈవెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, హౌ పవర్ఫుల్ దట్ మీనింగ్ ఈస్. I mean, getting the power of all the names of Krishna and putting it in one name and chanting, are you trying to imagine that power? I mean, let me give an example. Okay, I was preparing for my IAS examination in 2000, where my mathematics teacher used to charge almost 10,000 per month for my examination. Then all the students were thinking, why this much charge is very anyaya, very it's not very good. A lot of were protesting. But as I am, I don't keep all this internally. I will directly go and attack teacher, my sir, Koteswar Rao. I am Usmania University. I don't know if someone knows Usmania University, Koteswar Rao. His name is Koteswar Rao. So ఏంటి సార్, ఏంటి కదా, ఏంటి ఇంత ఛార్జ్ చేస్తున్నారు ఏంటి అని నేను అడిగితే he has given a wonderful answer which was I was convinced. Okay, నేను మహేష్ ఒకటి అర్థం చేసుకోండి, ఈ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ క్లాసులు నేను ఫ్రీగా చెప్పాను అనుకోండి, నిజంగా మీకు వాల్యూ ఉంటుందా? మీరు నిజంగా అటెన్షన్ పే చేస్తారా? అట్లీస్ట్ నాకు మీరు ఇచ్చే డబ్బుతో నేనే మేడలేం కట్టాను, వెల్తీ ఎనఫ్, ఐ కెన్ మేనేజ్ మై షో. బట్ నేను ఇంత 10,000 డబ్బులు తీసుకున్నానంటే దట్ ఈస్ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ద సీరియస్నెస్ ఇన్ యూ ఆన్ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్. Okay, that is the reason why he is taking that much money. And that statement has made a lot of impact. That's very true also. But when we are getting names this easy, we are not even understanding the value of it. Are we really understanding the value of it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Are Duruga Chavara Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Mosi Hare. Services Mali down chesamantra Hare. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare. We are not even attentively chanting. So we should really understand the importance of what Shyam Prabhu was saying, the power of the names. I mean, mechanically chanting and chanting with complete belief and faith. Are we really having it? At least we have to strive it. Individual ga cheyatam kante association is very important. And Prabhuji, believe me, individual chala kashtam bro. Manakunna stage lo we need to understand that individually it is not possible, and without association it is impossible. I am sorry to say, no offense intended towards anyone, but that is the harsh reality which as per my whatever minute environment observations I did for the last 3 to 4 years in my Krishna consciousness, that is my observation. When we are there with devotees, the chanting is more pure than we do individually. That is my observation. Okay, that's and demigods also, when there is even Bhagavatam, there is one version, one shloka or verse, it's being said that demigods wanted to take birth in Bhuloka. I mean, try to understand why they are demigods, Mukkoti Devatalu, why they are striving to take birth in Bhuloka. Guess? Any guesses? Anyone? Shoot. Huh? Embassy is here, okay. That's one. Anything else? Okay. See, that is the energy of, when we are at the higher planets, దుఃఖాలు అంత ఎక్కువ తెలియవు. ఇక్కడైతే కరెక్ట్ బ్లెండ్ ఆఫ్ దుఃఖాలు సుఖాలు అన్నీ కరెక్ట్గా ఉంటాయి. మన కరెక్ట్ దుఃఖం వచ్చినప్పుడు కరెక్ట్గా కృష్ణ ఏం చేసావు నాయన అని మనం తలుచుకుంటాం. అక్కడ ఏముంది అంత ఎంజాయ్మెంట్ అంటే తలుచుకోం కదా, ఏమిటో సిద్ధ, రైట్? దట్స్ రైట్. సో demigods also like to take birth in Krishna and take birth in Bhuloka, and even Shyam Prabhu has mentioned about different yugas, what are the yuga dharmas, and easiest process to reach God is in Kali Yuga by simply chanting. But in other 3 yugas there are a lot of unnecessary, it's not unnecessary, lot of other complicated or more complex things are there to go forward or to realize the God. So in Kali Yuga it's more important by simply chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Super Baba. ఏమి పేర్లు అసలు కెన్ వి ఈవెన్ గెట్ ఇన్ ద టేస్ట్ వెన్ యూఆర్ మనం ఆ పదాలు పలికేటప్పుడు అరే ఇంకోసారి పలుకుదాం అన్న జీల్ మనకు కలుగుతుందా? ఐ డోంట్ నో. అది నేను చెప్పదలుచుకోలేదు, ఎవరిని కామెంట్ చేయదలుచుకోలేదు. బట్ దట్ ఇస్ ద రియాలిటీ, హార్ష్ రియాలిటీ విచ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు యాక్సెప్ట్. మనం పబ్లిక్గా చెప్పుకోలేము. చాంటింగ్ 10 రోజులు చేస్తున్నా, యా క్యాకరే పర్ఫెక్ట్ డివోటీ, యా చెక్ అని అంటాం. Okay, so that's what he has taken example of Mrugahari Rishi. And similarly, alaga there are, so despite even he told about specialty of names of different other scriptures also, and despite chanting, so there are a lot of things. So when we understand the value of these names, అంటే ఈ నేమ్స్కి ఇంత గొప్పతనం ఉంది. ఎప్పుడు వచ్చామని కాదన్నయ్య, బుల్లెట్ దిగిందా లేదా అనేది ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంటో, మనం ఎన్ని జన్మలు ఎత్తామని కాదన్నయ్య, ఈ జన్మలో మనం గోలోకి వెళ్తున్నామా లేదా అని ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఆ పర్ఫెక్షన్ మనకు ఉండదా, మనకు ఆ థింకింగ్ ఉందా, ఆ కమిట్మెంట్ ఉందా? కెన్ వి ఈవెన్ థింక్, ఐ డోంట్ నో హౌ సీరియస్నెస్ ఆర్ హౌ పర్ఫెక్ట్లీ వీ కెన్ సే, బట్ వీ నీడ్ టు డెవలప్ దట్ మూడ్ ఆర్ కాన్షియస్నెస్ somehow. A consciousness, I think that we are lagging, I believe, but at least I am lagging a bit, and we need to improve on that. But we need to develop that consciousness that manam chesedi correct ga cheste. See, we believe here everyone believes the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. I think no one say that no, we don't believe. At least here, outside I can expect. But if we believe, then why we are not able to follow? I mean, that's what I think Shyam Prabhu has very wonderful explained in the second verse. And next one is Praveen Prabhu, where he mentioned about humbleness, humility in different ways, and real humility. And Vaishnavas are never selfish and always looking for a welfare of everyone without expecting anything. And see, he has given a wonderful example. Haridas Thakur, Namacharya Haridas Thakur, he was beaten black and blue 21 times in 21 markets. I think everyone knows about it, right? But still, అంత దెబ్బలు తిన్నా కూడా కెన్ ఎనీవన్ ఈవెన్ థింక్ దట్ అరే వాళ్ళ సోల్జర్స్కి పనిష్మెంట్ దొరుకుతుందేమో, వాళ్ళని ఎలాగోలా మేనేజ్ చేయాలి అనే థాట్ ఎవరికైనా రాగలదా? ఇక్కడ ఖచ్చితంగా రాగలదు. శ్రద్ధ తొడగట్టు చిన్న అంటాం మనం, అంతేనా? సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మూడ్ what we need to develop, and humility, what we, that's what he highlighted. Praveen Prabhu has highlighted that, and Krishna is our hero, and we are zero. 100. Zero. That's it. Okay. So Praveen Prabhu right చెప్పారు. అలాగే సుబ్బారావు ప్రభుజీ, he has given wonderful, actually నాకేం రాదు, నేనేం ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వలేదు అని చెప్పి వేయాల్సిన బాణం అంతా వేస్తారు. ఓకే. ఓకే. సో he has wonderfully explained about bhakti and Bhagavan meanings, and yeah, that's really true. I mean, Nayanam, Jananam, Sundarim, whatever he said is wonderfully true, and whatever the example he has taken is very well valid. And otherwise, think Prabhuji and Mataji, for an advertisement like sofa set, why there is a need of Mataji with a little rest Mataji for advertisement of sofa? I've seen somewhere in Lilananda only. So for sofa advertisement, they have kept big poster of I don't know. So that's how it is. So and ordinary, he has even mentioned about ordinary devotee. Ordinary devotee, probably at least like me, who is showing some devotion towards Krishna, and I am in return, amya thoda material, thoda de dena yaar. So we think like that. At least I do that. I mean, Krishna, somehow I am praying for, thoda merko backdoor entry करके उनको ये भी balance करो. That's what most of us think. That is a ordinary devotee. But extraordinary devotee is the one devotee who never expects in return, and he only concentrates on pure Krishna bhakti, how to give pleasure to Krishna. And if you can't become that, at least we have to be associated with the people who do that. Believe me, bro. We have to believe that. If you are not able to do that, at least we are. Because I am coming from the days, I don't know, Prabhuji and Mataji, if you think about how fallen I am, na bhakti process start chestappudu adenti, yeah, let me tell you this. Krishnudi adi dosa pindi kalipesi ఆ దోశ అంటే టైం వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా, ముందు దోశ పిండి కృష్ణుడు విగ్రహం దగ్గర పెట్టారు. దోశ వండకుండా దోశ పిండి మళ్ళీ టైం వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా, వండాక మనం దోశ పెట్టి మళ్ళీ పెట్టడం దేనికి టైం వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది, పెట్టేసి అది చేస్తే తర్వాత మా శ్రీకాంత్ ప్రభు అని కూకట్పల్లిలో ఉన్నారు ఒక ప్రభుజీ. యాక్చువల్ మిడిల్ నేమ్ శ్రీకాంత్ ప్రభు. సో హీ వాజ్ ఏ వండర్ఫుల్ డివోటీ. దెన్ హీ టోల్డ్ మీ, ప్రభు అలా చేయకూడదు, మీరు ఒట్టి పిండి ఒకటి మీరు తింటారా అన్నారు. సో అది తిను. సో అలాగా దట్స్ హౌ వెన్ వీఆర్ అసోసియేటెడ్ విత్ ద గ్రేట్ డివోటీస్, ఆర్ అట్లీస్ట్ హూ హ్యావ్ రియలైజ్డ్ దిస్ ఫ్యాక్ట్, అట్లీస్ట్ if you are associating with them, then we will get this minor corrections in our life. ఇది జస్ట్ సటల్ థింగ్స్ మనం నవ్వుకోవడానికి. ఇలాంటివి మనం నవ్వుకోలేనివి కూడా చాలా అనర్థాలు ఉంటాయి మనలో. అది నేను అన్నీ మనం పబ్లిక్గా చెప్పుకోవాలి. మనం ఇంట్రోస్పెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ ఇంట్రోస్పెక్టింగ్ అవర్ సెల్ఫ్, మైనర్ అనర్థాస్ వుడ్ బి నోయింగ్ ఫర్ అవర్ సెల్ఫ్, and that things you can openly discuss with devotees. And I say devotees, not ordinary devotees who do comedy. Hey, they did wonderful distribution, 100 books, I did 100 book distribution, they did 10 book distribution. Yeah, you won't do. They're not that sort of devotees who are very serious, who are extraordinary devotees, who are only working for the pleasure of Krishna, not for the unnecessary parallel things for us. Okay, that's what Subbarao Prabhuji has wonderfully explained. And like that, if we are inculcating this consciousness, we have to think ourselves, if you are able to inculcate this consciousness at least for 1 minute, can we do that? Can we inculcate this consciousness for 1 month? Can we do that? Can we inculcate this consciousness for 1 year, 1 lifetime? That's it. If you are able to do 1 lifetime, automatically other lifetimes you will be in that consciousness only. 100% guaranteed, ISO certified. Okay? So this this taste of Subbarao Prabhuji also wonderfully mentioned about taste of having Janam Sundarim. It is really very intoxicating, మనలో మన పాట. ఓకే, అది వాస్తవం, నమ్మాల్సింది. మనం పబ్లిక్గా చెప్పుకోకూడదు, కానీ this is the fact. Janam అనేది any other things as per the age it might go on, but as the age progresses it is very intoxicating. बहुत नशा चढ़ा है. Okay, so that's what Subbarao Prabhu mentioned. And coming to Akinchan Prabhu has given a what is mood is very important. And he has even mentioned about having, whenever we are trying to name Lord Krishna, we are trying to relate him with the devotee's name. How important is that? That's the importance what he has conveyed. And thinking, feeling and willing to reaction, they are like a train and two tracks. That's what I don't want to dwell into that. And about Q's and Krishna Q and Radha Q, why it is empty and why it is not empty. So why it is empty, I don't know whether I just wanted to add onto his topic. In Krishna's queue it is also always houseful, but sorry, Radha's queue it is also always houseful, and Krishna's queue it was empty. And you can correlate with your own family members in the house. When we are doing some mistake, always we go with Amma koncham daddy to koncham change ma please koncham vandayu mana ma vaadu drugadu idu 100 రూపాయలు అడిగితే 200 అడిగాడు. 200 ఏదో వాడు ఎగ్జామ్స్ అయిపోయింది, మా ఫ్రెండ్ పార్టీ వాళ్ళని 200 అడిగాడు. అడిగితే నా దగ్గర ఛాన్సే లేదన్నాడు. వాళ్ళ అమ్మ ద్వారా ఇచ్చి నాకు తెలియకుండా వాళ్ళ అమ్మ 200 ఇచ్చింది. సో దట్ మదర్ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. దట్స్ ద రీజన్ వై Radhamaya is very important. The queue of Radhamaya is very important. Okay, and adding on to what Akinchan Prabhu said, మనం మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ వరల్డ్లో, ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలో అందరికీ ప్రశ్న, విచ్ ఈస్ ద హైయెస్ట్ రోల్ వాట్ యూ లైక్ ఇన్ మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ వరల్డ్? వాట్ ఈస్ ద హైయెస్ట్ రోల్? సొసైటీలో హోదా గీదా మొత్తం ఉన్న ఇది అల్టిమేట్ రోల్ ఏంటి మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ వరల్డ్లో, మన భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలో? వాట్ ఈస్ ద హైయెస్ట్ రోల్ ఇన్ దిస్ మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ వరల్డ్? గెస్. President of US. Okay, very good. Next. Mataji, someone from you. Actor. Super. Good. Politician. Yes. 100% whatever you said is right. President, politician, IAS, IPS, actor. Where is Bhavika? Actor. So actor, they are very powerful, they are wonderful people. They are the big people. But you know what? The 100%, not 100%, 110% fact is, in the spiritual world, servant position is the highest one. And it is similar to for your intermediate examinations or BTech examinations, there is MSET, there is some entrance test. And if you are getting only 70% above, then only you are trying to get admission to other colleges. Right? So when you are having that eligibility, then only you are getting into there. Similarly, whatever the next destination is there, we have to prepare ourselves in that servant mood, right? I'm just trying to I don't know if it add values to this point or not, but I'm just trying to insist or increase the faith in you that servant mood we have to inculcate, because the next destination, wherever we are going, that is the biggest course what we have to take there. There, it's not only us, even Krishna is also serving devotees. Have you seen where Krishna is, I don't know, I should not say kicked by Arjuna? He is washing his friend's feet. We have to prepare our consciousness to that servant. Try to understand. This is a very science, Prabhu. It's not an emotional thing what I'm saying. Wherever entrance we are going, we have to prepare ourselves. If only 80% marks are there, then only you are getting interest to Vikas. That's what has happened to me. I joined Vikas after I got 80%. So only that percentage reach, then only you are trying to get it. At least if not 100%, some at least 60% we have to try. Even 40% are we trying to make our consciousness like a servant? We have to introspect ourselves. So we should prepare ourselves for that servant mood, because servant position is the highest position in the spiritual world. That is the highest position. Believe me, and everyone is servant there. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to add on top of what Akinchan Prabhu has wonderfully conveyed about servant mood, what he has spoken. And next was Udayananda Prabhu. I know Udayananda Prabhu, I could not catch him. He was like going like an express train. I'm really sorry, Prabhu. I'm not that much not able to contemplate, but whatever I could get it, like sadhana bhakti. Udayananda Prabhu has mentioned about sadhana bhakti and ruchi, how to increase the ruchi. And there might be a competition even among bhaktas also. Sometimes that false ego appears. That's what in our sessions I used to say to whatever the congregation. I think Vinay Prabhu is there, and earlier Rajesh Prabhu and Mallikarjun Prabhu are also there. I was saying that here we are not giving session for getting links, followers, fans. We don't want anything. We want then no donation. I don't know if any impression is carrying out that ISKCON is expecting a lot of donation. That's why slowly they will go like this. Then they will ask donations. No. Please, you only chant and try to come closer to Krishna. Try to understand your real identity as a servant of the Lord. That's what the real identity is. That's what is if you are not, and wonderful point Lilananda Prabhu said, if you are not happy in Bhuloka, then you are not happy in Goloka. And for preparing ourselves to go to Goloka, then we have to prepare ourselves. We have to make our own environment as Goloka. And this is morning Shyam Prabhu is asking for coming, asking us to come to chanting. That is the movement. That is the Goloka. When we are chanting together, that is Goloka. When we are discussing spiritual subjects, that is Goloka. We are in Goloka. We need to understand, Prabhu, it's not some emotional, no, it's not like that. Okay, when we are doing this, when we are discussing about Krishna, we are literally in Goloka. We are discussing with Goloka, and when we are discussing, it is being said, when we are discussing about Krishna, Mukkoti Devatalu. All the demigods are there with us. Believe me, and if you have that conviction, we have to, I don't know, I can show a number of devotees in ISKCON, especially senior God brothers, Maharajas. Initially when we have a discussion with the initial congregation, we always say, if you feel that spiritual people are like that, no, go with the material qualifications also. They are well educated, well settled. All this kind of things are there just for initial attraction. But try to understand the Prabhujis and Matajis, understand the goal, that is Goloka. Okay? And ecstasies of devotees, we can't understand. Even that's what even point Lilananda Prabhu was mentioning. When the devotees are ecstatic, it is a very personal relation, Prabhujis and Mataji. Even I was trying to discuss with a couple of Prabhujis and Matajis on how they behave when they are ecstatic. How they behave. These are not the exhibitions which are done in public. As I said, the first 5 verses are of one stage. And from 6, 7, 8, they are very advanced stage. I never discuss, I don't know, Vinay Prabhu is there here probably. I never discussed this Siksastakam prayers in our sessions till now. Okay, I never discussed because we are in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. But these are the ecstasies what devotees go through when they really understand, the relationship with God. And when we say about this bhava bhakti, what prema bhakti and bhava bhakti. Bhava Bhakti is a budding stage of Prema Bhakti. Prema Bhakti is a budding stage of a Bhava Bhakti. Budding stage of Prema. Bhava Bhakti is a budding stage of Prema Bhakti. That is the advanced stage. It is, again we can relate with the very common example. We as a kid, for our kid, we try multiple music class, cricket class, that class, Veena class, this class, a lot of the classes we go. But there would be one particular thing where the student connects actually, really pay the interest. For example, cricket. Cricket is something very nice. Hey, off drive, on drive, leg drive, this drive, that drive. So you will really get connected. So that is the budding stage. It's not only in bhakti, even for our own, whatever the fields a respective student is trying to choose, that is the budding stage what we are talking about. You can say bhava bhakti of cricket, what that guy has chosen. So Sachin Tendulkar has understood that bhakti or the cricket in the initial days, and he has continued that, and he has continued in a higher stage. It's like that. Bhakti is also in that stage. That goes through these different stages, like bhava bhakti, where you are really, when you see Krishna face to face. Can you believe this, guys? Can you believe this, Prabhujis and Matajis? I'm sorry, actually, when I discuss with a lot of my team members, when I manage a team, so I always quote this term, guys. So I'm really sorry, Prabhujis and Matajis. Can you even imagine the thought that you are able to see Krishna face to face in this world while you are there in middle world? Can you even imagine that? Anyone? Evarayana chetuలు ఎత్తండి, please. Someone. Yes. Thank you, bro. Thank you. So when you come face to face, then rest all things would really look waste. Will look really waste. So that is about little bit of Bhava Bhakti what Udayananda Prabhu has mentioned in this shloka. Now coming to our point, that is separation. That is post spiritual elevation. That's what about Bhava Bhakti, how it they are undergone. I don't want to go through what is Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti now. I don't want to go about Sambandha, Avideya and Prayojana. But we are able to see it right. The last three verses are very heavy verses where we are trying to understand the mood of a devotee and how he goes through the transition. Okay, so this is Yugayitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravrushayitam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Govinda Virahena me Virahena me Virahena me. Do you understand the meaning of Virahena? Separation. What is the meaning of separation? Anyone? What is the meaning of separation? Anyone can say. Give a one word answer or one word or one sentence. Try to tell what is separation. Staying away and loss. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Good. Let me tell you chitty story. Pay attention. Listen to me. Will you listen? Will you listen? Yes. The story is. After I tell this story, I wanted to know who knows this story before. Okay? I will tell this story. The story goes something like this. I'm sorry, Prabhu, I'm debating the time. I not counted. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So the point is, kids. Who is Dasharatha? Who is Kausalya? Rama's mother. Who is Kaikeyi? That's very good to see that. Now the story goes something like this. I mean, try to understand the emotion behind this story, okay? And all courtesy to Lalit Mohan Prabhu for sharing this story. When actually I was trying to search a lot, I was trying to survey with lot of devotees on what story I can say where I can connect, where people can understand the emotion of that emotion of the separation, emotion of separation. I was trying to think, when I disturbed Satya Prabhu, I disturbed Srija Mataji, I disturbed Sigda Mataji, and Sigda Mataji is the Mataji who has prepared these slides. Of course, I did little bit of modification. Okay. But I was just trying to understand what is the story where we can convey this separation emotion clearly. Okay, so the story I've discussed with a lot of devotees, and finally I pinned it down because I also didn't know this story. And as I said, Lalit Mohan Prabhu has helped me in this. And the story goes something like this. Kausalya, when she got married to Dasharatha. Dasharatha was a very brave king, very ferocious king, and she got married to him. And she felt lot of separation with their parents. I mean, after 20 to 22 years of separation with parents, being with parents, she is separating from them, and now, of course, she is getting related to some other new person in her life, and that fear or that emotion of separation is somehow still there. But at one side, probably 20%, okay, I am safe with one of the greatest kings, and he would be really taking good care of me. So at that 20%, some confidence is there, but 80% it is filled with separation, the emotion of separation from her parents. And she completely, that separation, she has taken herself and never revealed it to Dasharatha. Now came a situation where the king brought in another queen, Kaikeyi, where again Kaikeyi has snatched the king from her somehow. And again there is a separation. After a long built relation with Dasharatha, her husband, there is some bondage established. After that bondage established, again after Kaikeyi's arrival, he moved towards her, and she was very hurt, and she never conveyed that to Dasharatha also, that I am hurt, I am feeling of separation, I'm in a lot of pain since you did this act. Then there is a second shock or second hit to Kausalya, or a second, again the separation emotion has gone to her again. Now, third kind. Dasharatha became the reason for the separation of her from her son. From her son. Established a relation for almost 16 to 17 years with son. And after that, due to something happened, he has asked, due to what are the activities KK and Dasharatha did, ultimately Dasharatha was responsible, and he went to forest, and there was again a separation. But in this act of separation, what Kausalya went through, even Dasharatha has gone through. And after Dasharatha gone through the same emotion of separation, he went to Kausalya for solace. For solace. Kausalya, I'm feeling lot of pain, and I'm not able to bear that pain. I'm so much attached to Rama, and this separation I'm not able to bear. Then Kausalya says, she again repeats, this is the emotion what I went through when I initially married you, and this is the emotion what I went through when you married Kaikeyi and you got separated from me. And again the same emotion I am also going through. I have seen through this pain much before you, and after hearing to such touching dialogues from Kausalya, he died. Separation. That is the power of separation, or the love of separation. Okay? That is this is the story. Who have heard this story earlier? Anyone? Okay, this is the story which is there in Ramayana. Okay, so this whatever the story it is happening with Kausalya, Prabhuji and Mataji, are you able to correlate with ourselves when a new girl marries and goes to a new house? Somewhat. I don't know if not exactly that, but this is the kind of I thought this is a perfect story for separation. Okay, so these are and how was the feeling of, how does it feel? Separation, how does it feel? That was conveyed in this shloka, 7th verse. What is being said, like Yugayitam Nimishena. My dad was working as a circle inspector, and I used to whenever my homework is done in my BTech days, I used to, because the station was right adjacent to my house, I used to sit in the station. At least I was having a privilege to sit in front of circle inspector, and there were a couple of rows of chairs where clients would be coming and telling their cases. So I used to sit in the last row and hear to all the cases. So one mother or parents, they used to come, na kid na kodugu tappipoyadu, and they used to come and report the complaint, and they used to cry. Probably at that moment I didn't understand the emotion, but I was able to correlate what would have happened when the separation feeling is there. And I think this is the feelings what they might have gone through and what Kausalya might have gone through. Like every second feels longer. Yugayitam nimishena, and tears flow out. Chakshusha pravrushaitam. Tears flowed left. You can't even stop, you can't even stop. And even in our day life, especially whenever we ask youth, what is the example what you can give for separation? They can say, they can sing a song probably. What is that song? What is that song? What was that song? Let me just. కలలైపోయెను నా ప్రేమలు అలలై పొంగెను నా కన్నులు టన్ 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 టన్. So this is the song. No, is it really valid? No, when this is somewhat correlates to this particular state where Chakshushu Pravrusha, the tears float like ocean. That's what the song also says. But our youth these days, they only separation means only lover, boyfriend and girlfriend. Separation is only separation. Parent separation, they won't feel. All the days they were a lot of push they were giving. Hammaya, parents are not there, I will go. That mood they are in. So that's what the separation in the current generation they feel like. But I was able to correlate it. I think it's applicable. Yugayitam nimishena, chakshusha pravarashaitam. The entire world appears what? Shunnayitam jagat sarvam. When a kid is not appearing, what kind of emotions can we feel, Prabhu? I think nobody can feel unless we face it. Probably we will only tell, I know you can understand, Prabhu, I can understand, what you will understand? Bonda. Okay? So this is a feeling of separation, what I was talking about, and every moment feels longer as the same thing. Such is the feeling of devotees in prema bhakti state. Such is the, I mean, we can never even, because these bhaktas are very rare, you know. We're complete in the 100% this thing. I think only 1 or 2% might be in bhaktas, I believe. Bhaktas, I believe. So such is the feeling of devotees, and to understand that feeling of devotees, at least at our stage, I will not understand. At least we are staying in association with the senior devotees, at least we can understand. And these things also, they will not, these are very personal emotions which are there between devotees and the Lord. Devotees and the Lord. I mean, there is as I said, I mean, one story, one again quick story here. Haridas Thakur, I mean, you know, like when snakes, you know, India is very popular for cobras, snakes and all. And with snakes, they do, how they manage snakes? With what equipment? Hindi, Telugu, what is that? Pungi, yeah. पुंगी से अपन सांप को मैनेज करते, ओके, पुंगी से सांप को मैनेज करते. So like that, when Haridas Thakur was there in his period, then one snake charmer was trying to play this pungi to manage the snake, and it was dancing as per the pungi directions. Okay, so after seeing that particular scene, Haridas Thakur recollected the pastime of Krishna with Kaliya. With Kaliya, lot of heads, and he was jumping here and there on each and every head, and poison was coming out of that each and every head, and he was imagining that pastime, and he felt unconscious, and he was something, because these are ecstasies which from external view, from materialistic view, if you see, you know, it might look like a comedy for us. But these are ecstasies which never a devotee try to exhibit in front of others for some name or fame. So without any expectation, he exhibited that ecstasy in front of everyone, and all of them were trying to touch his feet and take blessings, and all they did it. Similarly, after he came to again to our world, he silently walked away and went from that place. After seeing this much reverence everyone is giving, adjacent guy like me, he was going there, so this much reverence he is getting. So he also, after doing that, he also doing some acting like that. Then that Pungiwala took a stick, beaten black and blue, కొట్టాడు. ఏంట్రా పోయి నువ్వు, ఆయనకేమో నువ్వు దండాలు పెట్టావు, నాకేమో దండాలు పెడుతున్నాడే, అవి ఆయన కళ్ళ నుంచి వచ్చిన జెన్యున్ కన్నీళ్ళరా బాబు, నువ్వేంతరా పుష్టిగాడికి నువ్వు, కన్నీళ్ళే ఏం లేవు, బెబ్బే అంటే అది సరిపోతుందా అని కొట్టాడు. So we can't never even try to imitate. That's what even, it's not only this ecstasies, Prabhu, even some actions which senior God brothers do, we should never try to imitate. We should never try to imitate. Try to understand our own mood and go along with our mood and try to move towards the actual goal. Okay, this is the such is the feeling of devotee in prema bhakti state, vipralamba bhava. It is said that gopikas, that is the mood. I don't want to go describe this gopikas. Because that is the bhava of a devotee. It is said that gopikas once went and cried to Brahma, saying that, Brahma, why did you give eyelids? Because of these eyelids, we are not able to see Krishna for a split of a second, and that split of a second is equal to millions of years. The command was manisha kada. That's how the ecstasy, Prabhu. That's how. Actually, it's not like this. I have seen live some devotees. Lajavati Mataji is there, one of our Matajis with whom we got associated in Stockholm. She carries her small Laddu Gopal with her whenever she goes, wherever she goes. She keeps in the table. Whatever she cooks, she tries to offer something. In the initial days, it used to be looking very. It's not silly. Probably whatever world she is in, she might be enjoying. That's what I thought, but I didn't used to understand. So that is each and every devotee has their own way of expression, own way of connection. Okay, so that's what about the bhava. And types of expression of separation of viraha bhava. Separation when lovers are separated by distance and time. From distance point of view and time point of view, they are separated. That is pravasa raga. Again, these are the 4 types of viraha bhava. Viraha bhava, that is separation. Viraha bhava, that is separation. I think in place of Udayananda Babu, it is giving alarm. Okay. So that is the separation when lovers are separated by distance and time. And second one is separation lovers feel before they actually meet. Even before they meet, sometimes when before marriage, engagement is fixed. They are not even meeting. Phone में कब मिलेंगे यार मैं कितना दूर हूँ मैं तू उतना दूर हूँ. That kind of separation. You know someday you will be meeting, but we are having that separation mood. That is the second type of separation, that is Purva Raga. And separation when they quarrel. Iddaru pichu kuttukunnaka, adi another kind of, after kottukoni alisipotaru kada, when after they tired, someone have to there to solace, no? So that is one kind of separation, that is Pravasa Raga. And last one is Prem felt when lovers are in presence of one another and yet they have fear of separation. They are together only, but they are fearing, because life, it's a up and down table, especially in middle world. We have to accept the truth. It's a life middle, spiritual world and permanent but middle world, someone has to go before, right? Nobody can avoid it. Someone has to go before. Even before they are getting separated, you are having that separation feeling within you. That is Prema Vaichika Raga. So these are different kinds of Viraha Bhava what we are talking about. And next is this Prema Bhakti, where again the same thing is reasserted again, by the Sadhana Bhakti to Bhava Bhakti to Prema Bhakti. So these are the different qualities what we have, an intensified state of Bhava, and that is Swarupa Lakshana. An intensified state of Bhava, that is when your heart becomes very softer. I don't know. Can we even think how our heart can become softer? Can't we create an environment where we are only filled with devotees? I was just giving an example sometime back in my session, where why can't we have an environment like daily? Had we not be there in ISKCON, our daily routine would be with having a maximum connection with materialistic people. సినిమా ఏంటి కిట్టి పార్టీ ఏం చేసావే కిట్టి పార్టీ వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు ఆ కిట్టి పార్టీ హోనే కే బాద్ అది అలాంటిదంట ఆవిడ నెక్లెస్ కుంది ఎంత పూలు చూసావా ఇవన్నీ ఏదో కానీలు వస్తాయి అంటే by being in ISKCON you can try to at least minimize the contact with the materialistic people. Minimize. We can't entirely, because anyhow we have to go to office, we have to meet, we can't avoid it, but wherever feasible. For example, oil whatever we get it from Lilananda Prabhu, Mercy. So somehow, if we can have that society or the family around us where we have maximum connection with only devotees, then somehow we can build our own Goloka in Bhuloka. Okay? So I don't want to take much time. I know I have taken much time than you, but I don't want to say this. But so finally, this is the one. So intense and offenseless chanting with love leads to bhava. And further to Prema Bhakti and the ultimate goal of life. And Prabhujis and Matajis, one thing, today is the Gaura Purnima. What is the specialty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Please tell me someone. One point. What is the specialty? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that great? And what is the comparison between him and other acharyas before him? Okay.
Prema Bhakti to what this one?
Good. Super. Mercy. Anything else? Anything else, anyone?
He has given the simple process.
Okay, simple procedure. I will ask you. The point is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, life after life, I want birth, he is saying. Right? Here in this middle world only, he wanted life after birth. But Srila Prabhupada says, no birth, get out of and go back to Godhead. Only one life, no more life, additional lives. Srila Prabhupada says like this. Am I right or not? Do you agree? Is there no contradiction here? No contradiction? He is saying life after life, I wanted to take birth here. Who? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gauranga. But Srila Prabhupada is saying, you have to get out of this world right away, right now, right in this Janma, in this life. Go back home, back to Godhead in this life itself. Who is wrong? Is it not contradicting Prabhuji sir? What is it?
We are not in that much of devotion that if even a life after life we will be able to.
No, who is wrong, Mataji?
No one is wrong.
Then please justify the statement. Prabhupada is more merciful.
Prabhupada knows that we are not capable enough to
Okay.
He is aware that we cannot life after have that much of devotion. Prabhupada knows that very good.
Prabhuji is, Prabhuji, no Prabhu, you chance ivandu. Sorry Prabhu. Prabhuji, మీరు మాస్ తీస్తే నాకు ఏర్పడుతుంది. సారీ Prabhu, sorry.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can go and comes from Golaka to Golaka, but human beings cannot go and come with him.
Okay. All comments are valid, Prabhu, but let me add a bit here. The point, what are our basic needs? Someone, kids, what are our basic needs? Roti, kapada, makan. Hindi movie is there, no? Easy. Roti, kapada, makan. That is the basic needs of a life to continue in this material world. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speciality when compared to other acharyas is, other acharyas might have spoken about liberation. Our ultimate goal is liberation. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's specialization is, he told that the need of life is love of God. Need of life is love of God, and aim of life is get out of from here. And if you are attaining the love of God, automatically Krishna will not keep you in this world. You might have seen so many cases, especially lovers, when he is not able to spare the separation of lover, they kazak. Right? So that is the, I mean, you are understanding the relation, Prabhuji and Matajis. Both are right, that is right. But he is stressing the need, saying that love of God is the need of life. He is not another parameter, it is the need of life. That's what he has stressed, and which no other acharya has mentioned. That is the speciality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ఆయన కాకపోతే ఎవరు చెప్తారు చెప్పండి. ఆయన కాకపోతే ఎవరు చెప్తారు?
Need of the life or need of the hour?
Yeah, the need of the life is need of the hour also. Because it's every hour, Prabhu, roti kapda makan, without roti will you be there? Need of hour also, need of every minute. That is the love of God. That is the need. Love of God is the need of the hour, and aim of life is going away from this middle world. That is the connection between these two. Yes, both are right. But the thing is, this is the transition. If you are attaining the love of God, and there is no, if you know what, ultimately whatever the love of God, once it is established, you will not have any interest to stay here. Like what I said, lover, suck. You will not have any interest to stay here. But are we in that stage? Are we in that consciousness? But you know what? But still Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how much merciful is, whatever minimal devotional life devotional service we are trying to do, he is still giving a bliss to us. Don't you feel that? Still he is giving a bliss to us. Whatever the menial devotional service we are doing, still he is giving happiness to us. To keep, अरे यार ये ठीक है कृष्णा कर रहा है, ठीक है कर तेरे को ब्लिस दे रहा हूँ करके वो जस्ट दे रहा है, बस कृष्णा दे रहा है अपन को. Namo Mahavadhyana. So that's graceful he is, because no other acharyas did that, but he did it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it with no other acharya, where he mentioned that the need of life is, apart from roti kapada makan, even love of God is also a need, and aim of life is going out of this world. Okay, so with this I wanted to not conclude right away.
Day is yours.
What, Prabhu? No, Prabhu, I don't want to take complete day. But even can we even think that can we not more than 10 or 15 minutes? Okay. Okay. Can we even think that Krishna is really there is a wonderful definition given by one of the acharyas. Love is somewhere where you are understanding that I am waiting for Krishna, or you have the consciousness that Krishna is desperately thinking about you. Can you imagine this philosophy? I mean, Krishna is eagerly waiting for you, but we are not paying attention. Whenever we go in road, when temple is a bit, we will give chumma. That's it. But Krishna is really waiting for you. Can you imagine this philosophy? But are we really having that flow or that consciousness that Krishna is really waiting for me, and I have to plan seriously. Something really have to plan seriously. But that is true, Prabhuji. Now you can think, uncle, only 1% can think about only 1 or 2% at the max. How we can think about a lot of people at one go? That's why he is God. He can think about everyone. He can wait for everyone at the same time. That's why he is God. So please Prabhujis and Matajis, this is the consciousness what we need to develop to have to follow the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is not an ordinary thing where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is coming and showing us how to be in the mood of a devotee. It is a very, very rare occurrence, Prabhu. Please try to leverage again, and we are the, try to understand, we are the lucky ones that we are just, this happened just 500 years back. Again coming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only it will happen once in a day of Brahma. Yes. Okay, so with this consciousness, I wanted to take this thing, and as we say, Ramana lodattadi, checkpost padtadi, Krishna andukane chanting chettadi, golok veltadi, ani decide cheyali. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for giving the opportunity, and I'm really sorry if I have been probably when I talk I might be a little bit harsh, or that's how I speak, and I'm really sorry, Prabhu, if I hurt someone. Ramana lodattadi, checkpost padtadi, alage Krishna chanting chettadi, golok ellali.
Hare Krishna, let us thank Mahesh Prabhu three loud. Hare Krishna. Speechless to say his enthusiasm. Prabhupada once mentioned that enthusiasm is a great blessing of God. And enthusiasm is needed in bhakti. Without enthusiasm, there is no life. And when there is no life in bhakti, there is no happiness. So he has a lot of enthusiasm with Krishna's. So and with your enthusiasm, you are attracting many, and you are also getting attracted. We can see that the change year on year. You know how we spoke from heart. Hare Krishna.